Oh my God. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. You have Kenny, you have Carlil, you have Bamba. There is a three-headed goat on the loose, and they are about to come to you.
You got sports, you got anime, you got media, you got entertainment. The same convo, baby. Tap in. Okay, now it's time to conversate. Same convo on your airwaves. Bamba came to entertain and Kenny talking anime. Carla coming with the sports, they changing lives in major ways. You was tweaking out if TAC ain't on your playlist. If you come and listen, then you listen to the best. They not worried about the others, cause they better than the rest. Kenny, Carla, bomb, but they put the others to the test. New episode flow, now tap in to see what is next.
Welcome back. This is the same convo with your same host, Kenny, Carlil, and Bamba. This is the podcast where we talk everything sports, anime, and media and entertainment.
Ooh.
I'm gonna lead off that sports segment real quick. I know football is in season right now, but before I get into the football, we gotta discuss what's going on in the NBA because they ain't even a season. They already this offseason is already looking crazy.
Facts.
All right, so y'all heard about Freak Time? Y'all heard about Freak Time?
They cannot name that duo that, bro. They cannot be named.
You didn't want to name it like maybe Greek time?
Like, nah. Free time.
I ain't want to name the other option I had in my mind because shit.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, we heard. Fuck.
So, for people who haven't heard and you're hearing it here first, or you heard it and you just want to discuss it, this man Damian Lillard is going to the Bucks.
So you got the full trade details just from Legion of Hoops on Twitter. The Bucks received Damian Lillard. Blazers received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, a 2029 first-round pick, and 2 pick swaps. And then you got the Suns receiving Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson.
Before we even discuss what we're going to discuss, who do y'all think won this trade?
The Bucks. They essentially lost Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen. And Grayson Allen, as talented as he is, he's not a big piece. He's not an all-star. He's not a superstar. And then Drew Holiday, who is a superstar guard, you feel me? I think if you playing 5-on-5 and you a team captain and your last pick came down to Drew Holiday or Damian Lillard, who you picking? Damian Lillard. So at the end of the day, they didn't give up much and they got a lot. They were already championship contenders without him. Now they're championship winners with him.
So you're already picking the Bucks to win the finals, all right?
I'm not picking them to win, but their probability to win is chances of winning is very, very extremely insanely high.
Bomba.
So I think that Carlos is right. The Bucks are the definite winner, but I also feel like this is kind of a tie between the Bucks and the Blazers, because considering the situation, they really got out of it pretty. You got DeAndre Ayton out of it, and Drew Holiday, when most of teams didn't want to make that happen for you. So that's the best thing that I get for Damian Lillard.
I mean, yeah, they might have got some good pieces, but shit, I mean,
the Blazers looking kind of duty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's what I'm saying. They definitely going through a rebuild process. No, Drew Holiday nor DeAndre Ayton want to be in Portland right now. I mean, the Suns got some good pieces just off of Yusuf Nurkic and Grayson Allen. They add in a talent in Grayson Allen, who's either a good reserve or a good starter sometimes, and you got Yusuf Nurkic, who's been a starting center. So
Nurkic is definitely still.
Facts, and they're probably, depending on injury, because he has had a lot of injury history in the past few years. Depending on injury, he'll be a good piece for the Suns and definitely give them some size where they need it. Extremely.
I don't know, man. I feel like Grayson Allen to the Suns, I guess he's going to be a decent backup since they got Bradley Beal, Devin Booker running the guard spots now. He can come off the bench.
Yeah, I mean,
Him and Cameron Payne will be the guards off the bench.
Because people might not like. Yeah, Cameron Payne ain't been there. People might not like Grayson Allen because of his antics. He's a dirty player, this and that, but he's still a good player.
Man, what did you say about Cameron Payne?
He's not there.
When did he leave?
He's been traded.
Where is he now?
The Spurs, I think.
Who'd they get for Cameron Payne?
That question, I don't know.
When did this happen? This happened like at the end of the season or something?
This happened right after like the whole Bradley Beal situation and all of that. Hold on, let me double check.
He was part of the Bradley Beal trade.
I don't think he was a part, but he happened right after.
Why would they do that? He was good off the bench.
He was really good off the bench, and he wanted to play there too.
But you think what's the name? Cameron Payne is a player that you can replace million times over.
With who though? Who they got?
Let's go to their team. But yeah, y'all reacting like Cameron Payne was a big piece that they let go.
He was getting buckets for them.
Everybody gets buckets for everybody, Kenny. He wasn't getting outlandish buckets. He wasn't getting game-changing buckets. He was just a good role player.
They just received a second-round pick.
Saban Lee.
2025 second-round pick.
Okay, so you saying Bucks, Trailblazers, you saying the Suns got the worst deal out of this? That's what y'all saying.
No, I said the Trailblazers got the worst deal. Because their pieces they got two good pieces. They're not going to mean anything in a rebuild system.
Yeah, but think about this. You said it's a rebuild system. There's already been said that Drew Holiday is going to be moved to potentially get pieces, but also somebody that you can use in the building system is a young center, DeAndre Ayton. Yusuf Nurkic, he got injury, like you said. What's his name? Grayson Allen. He is good, but compared to everybody that we're talking about, like if you're comparing the packages, he's nowhere near Drew Holiday.
I mean, I don't deny you can get pieces from Drew Holiday, but you're still going through again.
Yeah, but it's like who won the trade? It's not the team. Who won the trade?
That's what I'm saying. Who won the trade? The Bucks won a trade because they got set up for consistency the next few years with Damian Lillard, and they barely gave anybody up. Right. Being set up consistently for a championship is still way better off than getting your team prepared to go through a rebuild for the next 4 to 5.
No, but the Bucks is one. I'm talking about your 2 and 3.
I believe. Trailblazers. I think the Trailblazers are winning. I think the Trailblazers got a better deal. I would take Drew and Aiden over Nurkic and Grayson Allen. I think that's what it really comes down to. When you pair 2 and 2, I'm taking Aiden and Drew.
I have to disrespectfully disagree. I have to disrespectfully disagree because you're comparing player to player. We're comparing which team got more. We're comparing which team got set up the best after this trade happened. Which teams got set up the best, not who got the better players. That's not the argument. They still got the better players, but the Suns is still going to be top 3 in the West.
I mean, the issue with that way of looking at it is the Suns already had Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD. They didn't need Nurkic to be the better team already anyway. Even if the Trailblazers got Ayton, Nurkic, Grayson Allen, and Drew Holiday, you would still say the Suns are the better team. So I can't really agree with that statement.
Again, you're not listening. I need you to listen this time. Of course they're the better team. Which trade got which team set up for a better future? That is what you think about when you ask the question, who won this trade? It's not that they're the better team, because that's obvious. I didn't have to say that. That's obvious. They got a lot better pieces than the Portland Trailblazers, because what Bamba said, they're going to eventually use Drew Holiday, one, because they know he's not going to want to be there. They're going to use him to get pieces. Going through a rebuild the next 5 years isn't as good as being a consistent front runner for an NBA Finals the next 5 years. That's all I'm saying. That trade, the pieces that the Portland Trailblazers got, yes, they got better players, but the two better players that aren't even, you're acting like Drew Holiday and DeAndre Ayton are what's the name? The two going to make Portland Trailblazers a front runner in the West. That's not happening. That's not happening, because Drew Holiday's not going to be there.
The point I'm making is that the Suns downgraded in center. Wow. The Portland Trailblazers. Really? Nurkic is always hurt, and I would argue that I'd rather have Ayton than Nurkic personally.
They've been trying to get out of Ayton for 2 years because, one, Ayton been having an attitude because he hasn't been getting paid what he think he should get paid, and two, he wasn't playing up to the potential that he was after the 2021 NBA Finals. DeAndre Ayton was not playing up to the potential that he needed to be, or he was supposed to be. So I really don't think they lost much in DeAndre Ayton, because it doesn't look like he was going to get better. It doesn't. He was after 2021, he declined and became inconsistent tremendously, and then also
want to be there
again and then also had an attitude. So how is coming up off a toxic situation set you backwards? I think that pushing them set them forward, because it's not. You said if you argue on a talent perspective, then yeah, DeAndre Ayton may be better than Yusuf Nurkic, and I even said that before we started, that Yusuf Nurkic has had an injury history these past few years, but you got yourself set up with a pretty good center to go ahead and start with that team, and he's also a center that can hurt you from inside and outside.
Look, I think that we can all disagree on the parameters of our questions, but still give our answer. I just feel like if we're considering the trade, I'm thinking the players that they're moving, and if that's how I was seeing it, I just feel like, of course, the Bucks win, but the second option is the Trailblazers, because you had an unhappy player that you needed to move, and for somebody who needed to move somebody, like the players that you got, compared to what the Phoenix Suns got, it's way, way better.
Yeah. They have higher trade capital.
Yeah.
Okay, but so where do y'all got the Bucks finishing the regular season and playoffs? Are they number one in the East, or where are they? And do you have them winning the East now?
Without giving up barely anybody and adding Damian Lillard, I got them as number one in the East.
See, I want to say number one, but also I don't know, man. We saw the Milwaukee Bucks last time get bounced around, kind of. So that's really where my doubt reside. But the mentality that Damian Lillard has, the kind of player that he is, if he's ready to play and he's willing to play for the Milwaukee Bucks, bro, he's gonna be the number one option. And also, I feel like he might lead them there. But also, it's the struggles of last year. That's kind of haunting.
Don't forget, the East is so the top contenders in the East were the Celtics, the Heat, Philly, and the Bucks.
The Heat might not even be there no more.
He might not be there no more.
Yeah.
The Celtics lost Marcus Smart.
Don't let Jimmy Butler hear y'all say that.
Now, hold on. Let me finish. The Celtics lost Marcus Smart, and Jaylen Brown's left hand just got exposed to the whole world. Philly's just gonna be Philly. So I think there's a good chance that the Bucks might take that number 1 spot now.
Because Philly, James Harden, the situation is still going on.
Yeah. So what about playoffs? What y'all got? I want to hear some predictions for the Bucks early, very, very early. Offseason ain't even finished yet.
I got them coming out the East.
Oh, we got them in the finals already? Shit.
I mean, because honestly, like when you're thinking about it, who else could beat them? If you're thinking of like that lineup at the end of the day, because I feel like what the Bucks needed for a while is somebody that could like kind of lead when Giannis has his.
The Bucks had they just won in 2021, right? 2022 didn't go their way. This past playoffs, what was happening? Giannis was playing. He was playing with an injury sometimes and without the injury sometimes. So to think if you have a healthy, dominant Giannis like the one that won the MVP in 2021, with an added Damian Lillard to again, Damian Lillard's probably out of today's superstars, probably one of the most consistent, if not the consistent, as far as his production over the years. And I think he's 33. And so if Damian Lillard continues to be consistent, a dynamic point guard, knows how to pass and score, and he can shoot from 40 like Steph.
And he's clutch.
Then you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's just a dominant force. So you added some shooting. More and not saying that Drew Holiday can't shoot, but Damian Lillard is an amazing shooter. And then some people have realized, some people have not. You still got that boy Khris Middleton.
You still got that boy Khris
You
Middleton.
still got Bobby Portis. You still got Splash Mountain starting at your center. They damn near got the same. Like Pat Connaughton is probably going to start some games, and then if they want to run a different lineup, he'll probably come off the bench some games. Like
the issue they might run into is that who's their backup? What happens when Dame gets tired? They lacking in a little depth.
But I feel like that's also always been the argument too.
You said who?
That's always been their argument. That's always been like the kind of team that they've had.
That's the issue. What happens when niggas get tired?
They're absolutely fine. They're absolutely fine. Their backup guards are Goran Dragic and Malik Beasley's going to also be there.
Who else?
Goran Dragic, who has shown that he can not only lead a starting team because he led that Miami team a few years ago as a starting
good vet.
guard, and he's going to be a Ricky Rubio type vet off the bench. Like, yeah, they got the depth, trust me, and they probably gonna make a couple more moves. You feel me before the season start and during the season, but there's no doubt in my mind.
I feel like the only team they got to watch out for will probably be Boston. And it's only because, granted, Boston lost like Marcus Smart. They got that unicorn and banking on how that guy might come back. It could affect their season some way, somehow, but still, Damian Lillard just might. I feel like in terms of player, bro, that's a superstar. The unicorn has not been a superstar in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to think that Kristaps Porzingis is always he's always been at least a second option. So now he's going to be pushed to the third option. He's going to have to look to score less, kick out more, and kind of pick his spots. He's going to have to play as he's going to need to put some weight on this season because he's going to have to play more of that dominant center role.
And isn't he hurt? I think he's hurt right now too.
I wouldn't be surprised. He always hurt.
Yeah, because he couldn't play in the World Cup. I think he's hurt.
Literally always hurt. But that's enough of basketball. We've been on this a little bit too long. Let's get back to football. But we're gonna be on football pretty briefly. I don't want to make the segment too long.
I'm ready to unload because I got a lot to say.
What happens?
If I think we gonna talk about what I think we talking
Oh
about.
no, we're talking about it. We're talking about it, bro.
What happened?
I've been waiting.
What happened to them Colorado boys?
Bro, go ahead.
I'm doing the Shador. What DJ Khaled said. Man, honestly, before the game, somebody came to me and was like, "Man, Colorado is gonna beat them." Da, 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 da. And I love Colorado.
Who said that?
At work. Carlo knows where I work at. You know, it's a lot of we just be chatting. You know,
it could have been anybody.
Yeah, it could have been. I'm not gonna say their name because they're African. It's very clear. You know what I'm saying? But it's like where I work at. Came said they gonna beat them, and I was like, hold on. You know, they're playing number 10. And Oregon is number 10 for a reason. Colorado is new. You know what I'm saying? They ain't been here in a minute. They ain't won nothing in a minute. I saw Coach Prime have an interview before the game and talking about he's the best coach in college football. And I'm like, hey, man, chill out. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We respect you. We want the best for Colorado, but it just wasn't realistic to think that they were just gonna come and whoop their ass.
I was going to say that Nick Saban died. Like,
huh?
I said, did Nick Saban die? Like,
I'm saying, like for the shit that they talk, bro, they got the deserved ass whooping. This was a humbling moment. This was a very, very humbling moment and also a necessary moment. I feel like for them. Because I
gotta say something to what Carlil said when you get done, Bamba.
Better. You don't want them to get way too over their head, but you also want them to work hard. Like I feel like this is necessary in building a great program. You know what I'm saying? They might. I don't think they're gonna figure anything out this season. You know what I'm saying? Like they might win some games, of course. We want them to win as much as possible, but understand that you are new. Like this is a new program. It's gonna take time. You can't just expect to come in and just take over these greats. Like these programs have been battling for decades, bro, beyond decades. Like Oregon maybe been in the top 10, like I don't know how long, you know what I'm saying? I'm new to football, all of that, but I hear Oregon, I know them niggas is like that. So you're not just about to come in here and just like go, oh yeah, Colorado, you know, do the Shador Sanders, trample over their logo or something like that and just walk out of it. They meant business. And what the coach said, they're playing for clicks. We're playing to win. They know how to play to win. And honestly, he ain't lie. Them niggas kind of, let the clicks influence them a little bit too much. And this was the result. Kenny, go ahead and address it before you let Carla go. Or what happened?
Right. When you said the comment about Coach Prime saying he's the best coach in college football, and then Carlil said, is Nick Saban dead? Don't get me wrong. Nick Saban is a great coach. He is. But I feel like he may have the Phil Jackson effect or the Phil Jackson luck.
Let me stop you right there. You're gonna say he has the Phil Jackson effect because he's coaching for Alabama, right?
No, because he just if recruiting is part of what makes him such a great coach, I would give you that.
Yes. You don't want to play for a nigga that can't recruit.
All I'm gonna say is, if he doesn't know it at the times. We don't know what happens in the future. If you're coaching future Hall of Famers, right? Is that you being a great coach, or are you just lucky to have great players?
No, that's you being a great coach because you're also the one going to recruit those players. Also, Nick Saban has been at Alabama for 15 seasons since 2007. And so he's built the most recent culture that we've seen for the past 15 seasons. He also has 7 national championship wins. I'm not, again, of course, he has Hall of Famers. He recruited those Hall of Famers. There's thousands of other schools in the country. They could have went anywhere. Why do they play for Nick Saban? Not just because it's Bama, it's because Nick Saban is a great coach.
Let me ask you this question. You said the 7 thing. Phil Jackson has 11 rings.
That's different. That's professional.
6 from Jordan. Listen. Before you listen, before you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen. Phil Jackson has 11 rings. 6 from Jordan, 5 from Kobe. I argue you give those teams to almost any other coach. They make 11 rings as well. When you have that type of talent, whether you're the greatest coach in the world or not, you're going to win, and it's going to make you look like a great coach.
So again,
this man Nick Saban has Derrick Henry. I said Mark Henry. Derrick Henry, Clinton Dix,
recruited.
Amari Cooper,
recruited.
Julio Jones,
recruited.
Okay, if you're going to be a recruiter, that's fine. That's fine.
You got to think. One, I understand your point, but this is how I'm gonna break it down because I definitely want to get to the next session because you haven't asked
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, you haven't asked me what I thought about Colorado yet. So again, you're naming off of Hall of Fame players that ended up being great after they got recruited in college and went and be great in NFL. You're comparing him to Phil Jackson that got set up in a professional basketball league where y'all are either drafting the best players from college or y'all are trading for the best players that is already in the best league in the world right now. That is not the same thing as betting on kids for coming from high schools that you think are going to be great. That is not the same thing.
All I'm saying is Derrick Henry literally had a Derrick Henry rule. Once it got to so many touchdowns, so many yards, whatever, he had to come sit out. I'm saying.
Kenny, all you're saying he ended up becoming a great player, and he was great at Alabama too. Nick Saban had to go and find that man. But again, can I answer the Colorado question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the question again?
What happened? What happened?
They wasn't ready. That episode where I talked about getting welcome to the FBS moment, that was their welcome to the FBS moment.
Yeah, wake up call.
I think the media and Colorado themselves set them up to go in because there's one thing to lose. There's another thing to get demolished. There's another thing to get bent over. You feel me? Like that was a terrible showing, and people. All the bandwagon fans that started watching college football 4 weeks ago that just because of Coach Prime talking about if we had Travis Hunter, we would have won. Again, this is not professional sports. One man is not going to change the outcome of that game.
One man don't give you 36 points.
No, not
37 to win.
And again, and not saying that Travis Hunter is not a Heisman candidate because he definitely is the way the production he puts up at both sides. But there have been Heisman candidates that haven't gone on to win national championships, college football playoff games, and things of that nature. You feel me? Like, I just, at the end of the day, again, I think Colorado is a good team, but I think they got set up for failure. And I promise you, it was due to fucking media hype and pressure from the outside to rank them as 19. You go and look like they're unranked. They're one of the bottom teams now just because I lost it. And again, I don't understand. There's no other team in history where you hear of beating a top 20 ranked team by 3 and then immediately getting ranked, beating Nebraska, who was an unranked team that wasn't as good as you, and beating Colorado State, who on paper is nowhere as near as good as you, does not have the talent that you have, and you went to overtime, and you won in overtime. That's the only way you won. And there was a time in that game where they were up by 2 touchdowns. What happened was they were not ready. They are not that team. They are a good team. I respect Coach Prime. I respect Shador. Sanders is I ain't gonna lie, I don't know after this week because he got his offensive line let him get sacked 7 times, and that's where they're going to continue to lose the battle. It's going to depend how they recruit in the next couple years, but I don't know how long Shiloh, Shador, and Travis is going to be there. But Colorado would deserve that ranking. They would deserve the hype if they had an offensive and defensive line. Yes, they got recruits.
Line bad.
That's what I'm saying. The teams that are top 10 right now have NFL prospects at the offensive, defensive line. 6'4" and above, 200, 280, 300-pound kids. corn-fed kids. You feel me? Like, again, what happened? They weren't ready.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Shador Sanders is a dog. Like, he throws dots, and he knows how to he knows his pocket presence real well. I will say that he lets the play develop.
He's a great
But
quarterback.
you can only be patient for so long before them boys get to you.
He got sacked 7 times.
Yeah, he got to square up all his old linemen.
7 times, bro.
He got to square up all of them. So Carlo kind of touched on this. Pause. Wait, whoa. Carlo kind of talked about this a little bit. You just push play? Is that what you just did? Wow.
No, you said I touched on this. I was touching you.
Ew, what?
Now you know what Obama's about to do with this. I don't know why you just did that to yourself.
I just touched on you.
Uncle, please tell me you hear all this, please.
Stop bothering her. She sleep.
I'm dead. All right, but there's no way Travis Hunter would have made them win, but do y'all think it would have been at least a little bit more respectable?
Fuck no.
You say respectable? No.
And again, Travis. I respect Travis Hunter, but we haven't seen him against that secondary yet. We have not
seen him. The only thing that would have made that game more respectable is Colorado coming in with respect. Literally, they started talking about, oh yeah, they done made it personal, and they were like literally like rubbing their feet on the logo and all of that, talking shit to them. Like, you saw the video, like talking shit to them literally. Oh, we about to kill y'all asses. Now I'm like, oh man.
I thought that was the Colorado State. I thought that was the Colorado State game that happened.
No, with Oregon. With Oregon. And it's like literally for you to talk all that shit and then literally have to walk back.
Facts.
Only scoring 6 points.
Yeah, Kenny, Colorado State did it to them, and they tried to do it to Oregon.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean, they're not even ranked anymore now.
Don't deserve to be.
Coach Deion Sanders said that he needs 5 more dogs to really turn this program around.
Talking about
what do y'all think?
He talking about linemen.
We gotta be talking about.
Because if you look at the skill positions, they are set. Mm-hmm. You got Shador, you got Travis playing. I forget the other starting wide receiver, but he's cold. They
tight end is cold too.
They running back Dylan cold. Like, and then again, Shiloh about to miss the 2 games because he got like blood clot issues or something like that. So they're not even about to have Shiloh this weekend against USC. So they're gonna be missing Shiloh and Travis.
USC about to do them real dirty. USC might put up 100.
Caleb Williams might. Let me before I say this, let me see what the rest of Colorado's schedule looks like. So they got USC, Arizona State, Stanford, UCLA, Colorado. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Just looking at their schedule, Caleb Williams is going to prove why Shador Sanders is not on his level, and Caleb Williams is also going to probably bury Shador Sanders in the Heisman votes depending on how this game goes. Because the rest of Colorado's schedule is not looking good. They got some unranked teams that they can beat in Stanford, UCLA, and Arizona State, but then they got Utah that's been some dogs the past 3 to 4 years. They got motherfucking, who did I see? Oregon State has been solid. They're ranked at number 19. Took those niggas spot. Like, and then Washington State is also ranked too. It's gonna be a tough road. I don't think. If they lose this game by a lot and Shador doesn't perform as good as Caleb Williams, he's going to have to do a lot of miracle work the rest of the season to get back in the Heisman votes.
Mom, you got nothing?
I mean, shit. Them against USC, simple. USC is going to win. It's just going to be slaughter. Because like I said, I told y'all, one player to watch out this season, that boy is gonna rerun his back. Caleb Williams. We're gonna get that Heisman, and it's just that simple.
Carlo doesn't like that.
Because
I know, but he does have a valid argument too, because Blake Corum did get injured last season.
almost every analyst that covers college football has said and will tell you if you ask them today, if Blake Corum does not get injured last season, he's winning the Heisman, bro. They should have gave it to him anyway. And why we talking about
that's quite stupid that like getting injured literally.
Fact.
What was it? The last game?
Yeah, it was like the second. It was second to last game, and then he tried to play the last game, and he just couldn't go. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Give it to him.
It looked nasty when he re-aggravated it.
Facts. And let me just say this, because before this segment started, mentioned Coach Prime talking about he's the best coach in college football. I want to say that neither Coach Prime or Nick Saban is the best coach in college football right now. The current best coach in college football right now is the reigning, defending coach of the year, Jim Harbaugh. That's all I got to say.
I hate this man.
Free. Hashtag free. Actually, he free. Harbaugh free, baby.
I got one final question.
What's that?
In the next 5 to 10 years, do you think, if he's still coaching, Coach Prime could be in the talks for best coach of all time?
That nigga going to the NFL in the next 5 to 10 years. He's not going to be in the car. He
gonna say
You need to imagine Johnson. I'm not going to be here.
I firmly do. I firmly do not. I think because he wanted to coach his sons all day life or something like that, right? Like, he's going to.
He's not trying to let him go to the NFL yet. He like, y'all stay here.
Right, because Shador's a junior, ain't he? Like, yeah, Shador's a junior. He did 2 years at Jackson State, and now he at Colorado. So they gonna play. And then, so I would say, hypothetically, if he does stay the next 5 to 10 years, and he builds up the program like he said he's going to do, wink, wink, Jackson State, wink, wink. If he builds the program for the future like he says he's going to do, then yeah, I just think the reason I didn't get offended, but the reason I had the Nick Saban argument earlier was mainly just because, like, you can't come again. That's Deion Sanders. He's always been that way. His rookie year before he played a game, he thought he was the best of all time. You feel me? So, but you can't call yourself the best coach in college football if you've only won 3 games, and they were a couple of those games have asterisks behind them, compared to somebody who's been a coach since 1999, been an Alabama coach since for 15 seasons, and won 7 national championships.
That's all. But to pick up off of that, I think that it kind of depends on the season too, because just to think of the argument that Carlos made earlier when he came to recruiting, I feel like recruiting is a big part of like college football, and it all depends on the hype. How can they maintain the hype? Because of course, Coach Prime comes with a lot of hype. That's how he's able to get his players on this team currently, and I think that he will be able to get like more players, especially like black kids. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it all depends on how the season ends. Like if it went in a favorable manner, that might help to maintain that hype that, you know, Colorado is really like turning it around. But if it's like really like it ends really bad, then that might deter a few players from making that happen real quick. So within 5 to 10 years, I could see it happen.
All right. Before I go on my spiel about what I think, you guys both kind of talked about the amount of attention and hype he brings to Colorado. I think that's why so many people were hurt when he left
Jackson State,
because he was bringing more attention to HBCU football, and he potentially could have been that changing force that was needed for HBCU sports. And it's evident because nobody cared about Colorado until he got there. Colorado ain't had a winning season in 20 years. Nobody cared about them. But in the same breath, that's why I believe that Coach Prime potentially in 5 to 10 years can make those statements because he went to 2 losing shitty programs and arguably made a 180 turnaround in a very, very, very short time period. Now, I think that is a clear sign of good coaching. If you can go to a team that clearly hasn't had talent, well, Colorado changed their whole team around when he got there, but a team that has already been known for being trash and turning them around with your presence, I think that makes a really good coach. But we'll see how his recruiting skills go next season. But this season, they're 3-1 right now. They might break 500. I hope they don't go on a losing streak, but it's very possible they could go on a losing streak, especially if the guys on the team are a little demoralized with what just happened with Oregon. And if
especially running after USC after Oregon is just bad.
Yeah, back-to-back ass whoopings is gonna be very demoralizing. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And they don't get Travis back for another week. So that's tough. And then Shiloh's hurt with blood clots, and hopefully Shedeur doesn't get hurt from getting sacked. So
somebody else was hurt, like the one with the dread heads. I don't know his name. The dreadlocks.
Was the running back? No.
Nah, it's not the
I
running
think he
back.
was a running back. He twisted his ankle.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully things can go their way after USC, but we all know USC is about to bend them over. But it's all right. Hopefully they hold their heads up high. But that's all for the sports segment. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments down there below how you feel about Coach Prime and all the hype he's brought to Colorado. Matter of fact, throw down what you think their record's going to be. Is it going to be over 500? Who knows? Throw down score predictions against USC. Say what you think would have happened if Travis Hunter had played against Oregon. Leave all your thoughts and comments down there in that box below. This has been the sports segment of the same convo. Send this to your friends, your group chats, your mom, your dad, but most importantly, grannies love football. Grannies love college football. Grannies love basketball. We talked about basketball today.
Grannies love balls, as you can see.
Grannies, you're here. You're here. Your parents are here. Your granny loved balls at one point. She did. It's just human biology, science. So send her this, and put a smile on her face. And we out of here.